Welcome you all for the first plenary session on robotic automation process and digital transformation. It's a great honor for me to introduce our speaker, Dr. K Tailor. Dr. K Tailor is working as professor at Department of Business Administration, School of Business and Commerce, Manipal University, Jaipur. In April 2022, Dr. K Tailor has also awarded as Gold Ambassador Award from UN partner on Goal 5. He has been awarded the Fellow Commerce by the Indian Commerce Association and has been awarded as CMA Award, Innovative Teacher Award in 2022. He is an expert in robotic process automation and robotic accounting in India last 15 years and developed more than 10 patents and served as a consultant in many educational institutions, universities and business houses for the application and adoption of robotic process automation. He is having more than 16 years of experience in teaching and research. Dr. Tailor has published more than 50 books on different areas of commerce and management and published more than 60 research articles in reputed national and international journals. He is also actively associated with the Indian Commerce Association and Indian Accounting Association as an EC member and has served associate editor in Indian Journal of Accounting. Dr. Tailor is also associated with high-ranked international reputed publication houses as an author, editor, reviewer, and advisory board member such as Taylor & Francis, Springer, Elsewhere, CRC Publication, IGI Global, Scientific Publication, etc. He has also chaired more than 50 national and international conferences as chief guest, chairperson, keynote speaker, and resource person. Dr. Tailor is invited to deliver a speech on robotic process automation in Tokyo, Japan in May 2023. He has also delivered a speech on robotic process and automation at international level at Tokyo, Oman, Romania, Malaysia, Nepal, Dubai, Spain, Turkey, Poland, Hungary, and Ireland are few names. Dr. Tailor has achieved many awards and honor from many national and international organizations. Dr. Tailor is actively participating in research and 8 students have been awarded PhD under his guidance. Recently, he has signed 4 contracts from Springer, Elsewhere, CRC Press, and IGI Global for his new book on robotic process automation and technology 5.0. I welcome you, sir, for this session. May I now request Dr. K Tailor to take over this session. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It seems to be difficult for after a break to targeting the audience, but I try to convey the topic which I have chosen to deliver my speech in the international conference organized by Philomena College. At first, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizer who have selected me out of the Augusta academicians around the world to attend and speak the experiences and the work which I am doing since last 16 years in the theme robotics and the theme they have selected for the international conference, that is digital transformation. I would say the scenario has totally changed. The digital transformation and the technological aspects we all are using since last 10 years in our routine life. But how these challenges we are going to adopt in future, that is a matter of big question. And with the help of this technological aspect, we need to nurture ourselves as well as our student for future opportunities which are available. I would like to start my speech with a quote which I always show in my books, that every human being requires a shoulder on which they want to put their head and they want to cry daily, but they didn't find on the daily basis. It is true. The technology is also in the same pace which we are adopting, but we are not known even that what are the major benefits or disadvantages or other threats we are having with the technology. I would like to start my presentation with, when we talk to digital transformation, I'd say the transformation we require since when we born. Every year, every period of time, we require some changes. Before my session, I was also a listener sitting at the front of the dais, and I was listening the previous speaker who explained in a very well manner that the transformation in our professionalism, our curriculum and our syllabus is essentially required if we want to update the curriculum, students, our personal life as well. So indeed, we need to start with the cash factors. And at the end of, we just realize, cash, if I was more involved in a particular activity, I can achieve that particular target or objective which I have decided for. That particular cash factor is a very big and important branch. It consists of 4 important words, even letters: knowledge, your attitude, skills, and your habit. So I would like to start with these 4 because the robotic process automation is very new for our student and of course for this present gathering. We are not creating any human robots here. We are just minimizing the problems which we are identifying in our business and commerce in the present time, and what opportunities we are having in future. We need to console all these. So when we talk about the cash factor, the first K stands for the knowledge. We all have the knowledge, but how do we grasp the knowledge? How do we increase the knowledge? That matters a lot. So for that purpose, we need to manage ourselves as a good listener, and we try to inculcate some important points which we have, which may implement in our life for success of our goal. Whatever we have, we achieve our goals, and how do we get all the success in these? We need to understand first. The second content relates to your attitude. We are human beings, friends. We have a lot of attitude in us. But we require the positive attitude to learn something. When we use smartphone, we are unable to how to operate the smartphone and what are the basic objectives of smartphone if we want to use, and how can we utilize the smartphone smartly? That is a big question. We all are having the smartphone with a cost of minimum 20,000. Have we thought about that? Are we utilizing the value of 20,000? No. We are using the smartphone for just WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta, clicking the pictures and just making the calls. Only 3% of the people who are using smartphone are utilizing smartphone as smartly. They are doing their business activities, they are doing their connectivity with the smartphone. And I would say, the present time, the smartphone are called as Daitya, devils. I'll tell you how it is devil later on. The third factor is skills. Before my presentation, the speaker already discussed about the skills, that which type of skills we require. When we want to know something new, and if we have something new technology, we need to skill ourselves. It is a parameter through which we can understand that what is the demand for future. Are we able to compensate that demand? Or are we able to find out the opportunities which we may assume we may achieve in current time period? Because remember always, if you are not skillful, you may be kicked out, or might be you didn't get a job in the companies. And the last thing is habit. Now what habit is? Habit is reskilling and upskilling yourself on daily basis. If you are aware that you know something, but you don't know that it is updating day by day. If you are talking about research analyst, if you are talking about your syllabus, technical aspects, even apps also, the apps are updating day by day. Your mobile phone also requires some updation. Then why updation requires? Because there are a lot of changes are going to be done. And in future, you require a lot of additional knowledge on this particular topic. That's why your device requires some time updation. We all are having the mind. We need to develop all the skills when we want to work something new. So these factors, these 4 factors are most important. So it was a pre-journey before the robotics, you must understand. In today's my session, I will tell you what robotics is and how the robotic process automation will implement your life and how can you get your achievements in this field. It is not specifically for commerce students, science students, arts students, or any other stream, but it is everywhere. Anybody can join this, anybody can learn, and they can make their career in future. Let us talk about RPA, robotic process automation. When we talk about robots, a question came in our all of our mind that if robot we are going to start or we are starting the robot in our life, then don't you feel that we may lose our privacy? We may lose our confidence. We may lose our security. So this particular robotic process automation doesn't relate any activity which may lose your security and your privacy. This is a technology which is prepared by ourselves, by the human beings, to minimize the waiting time and maximize the satisfaction. Basically, the robotic process automation is a combination of robo softwares to minimize the human intervention. You might have seen, even we all are engaged in many activities where we find out that there is a person behind some work. If we are sitting anywhere, we are not observing what is going on at the front of us, but we are capturing everything with the screen. The screen time is very much more as compared to the previous time if we talk about before 10 years or early. But do you know, you are watching the screen alone, but there are behind the screen, a lot of people are watching to you. You never know. And then we blame to the government or the other person that somebody has misused our data and our information. We are responsible for. Because we don't know that what is the use of that, how can we utilize that? Giving an example, when we bought a particular phone, there's an instruction manual. How much of we read instruction manual? We just keep our phone, insert the SIM card and just switch on, and then we start working on it. There must be some settings which you need to shut off, but we will not bother about. We are just focusing on the work or the particular activity which we want to perform through the mobile phone. That's a very dangerous thing. So in robotic process automation, the software robots we develop, and whatever repetitive task we are doing in any business, any commerce activity, any commercial or non-commercial activity, that robotic process automation is minimizing that activity and giving you the best output. I'm not saying that robots are the best. I'm not saying that robots are the best or they will overcome to the man or human being. No, it's not. But with the help of robotic process automation, we can save a lot of time, which can be utilized in producing good content and increasing the productivity everywhere. Now, there's a question. We are so literate, we are so technical smart, we are using number of technology. Then why robotic process automation required? What is the need of robotic process automation in the present time period? My dear friends, I would like to say one thing. I'm just quoting only the example of education. By 2025, all universities and all the colleges will be converted in robotic classrooms. They must have their classroom robo-based, otherwise they may not be awarded as A+ or A graded by the NEC. And it's not done by a single person, it is the aim of our respected PM. They want fully digitalization in India. Of course, that there would be some problem, but we need to encounter all these problems with the help of the technological aspects. So the reskilling, upskilling. Now, what is reskilling and what is upskilling? Everybody knows how to use technology. Everybody knows how to handle the technology. But everybody does not know that what are the main problem after using the technology. So daily to daily, lot of applications are coming up. In research, if you are talking, you might have heard about SPSS, R, Python. Okay, these are the software which we are working on. How these softwares will help a human being? If you know R, it doesn't mean that you are a master of R. Because on daily basis, the developments are coming up and everybody are increasing the potential security issues, privacy issues, and many issues are doing that. If you talk about upskilling, the Google, everybody knows about the Google because we all are working with the software operating system in our smartphones. Trust me, we are not secure. Google is, even I say, Google is a dustbin. Whatever you want to know, you need to identify out of that particular dustbin for your use. Then the value, the information, whatever you want to utilize for you, for yourself, it can be applied for. But without knowing anything, if you are talking about Google, Google is not giving you the best data, best information. And when we are talking about privacy, so the privacy is essential. You must know how to protect the privacy, how to protect your identity, how to protect your security, not even yours, but your families too. Let's say, for example, yesterday you visited a particular restaurant. You haven't tell to anybody in your family member, but in morning when you are sitting on breakfast, then suddenly a pop-up came to a phone, please rate the restaurant. How do he know? You never informed anybody that you are in the restaurant with the friends, with some friends, but how they know that you need to rate? And we are doing the same thing. We are doing all these things with the help of Amazon and Flipkart, but we are working now with internet. This robotic process automation is not based on internet. This process automation is based on the satellite network, which will be implemented from 24 onwards everywhere. So the reskilling and upskilling includes whatever knowledge you have, you must increase your knowledge on the basis of the adoption, that whether the adoption would be comfortable for you or not comfortable for you. If you don't find any comfortableness of this particular software, you must update yourself. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous for you. Now, RPA, when we talk about RPA, you might have heard about a lot of activities which are automatically done. Let's say some filling of the forms, mark sheet generation. When you are booking online something through Make My Trip or Go Ibibo, ultimately there are some options available. With the help of these options, we fill the information, and then ultimately, after completion of that particular activity, they send you a pop-up message that whether you are favorable for this activity or not. So these are the portion of a particular automation. These are not robotic process automation. And now, how we apply for robotic process automation? There are 4 categories we have to adopt the robotic process automation. First, we have human automation. That human automation includes basically adoption of any technology in a particular process. That particular process includes maybe relating to filling the form, gathering data through Google form, converted any data on a particular software. That is called as human automation. We have the second part that's called machine learning. Now, what is machine learning? Who is going to create machines? Human beings. Because in number of time when we discuss, when I give my speeches, some questions came that if we are implementing robots in everywhere, then might be we lose our jobs, might be we lose our privacy, might be we lose our security. But trust me, we are going to promote a particular software for help of a human being. If you verify the things, if you are thinking about that, we want to increase the productivity, you cannot assess. If I say how much of my respondents who are sitting at the front of me, how much they are attentive in my lecture, how much they are working on mobile phones, how much of them are seriously listening, I cannot even judge as a human being. But if I develop a particular software, then I may aware that how much of respondents are working in a wide pace, how much of students are giving one-to-one contact, and how much of the people who are really keen in education. So that particular performance is given by this robotic process automation. And the machine learning is basically the activity which has been set by human being to identify a particular parameters. Google Map is one of the good example. When you want to go from St. Philomena College to Mysore Palace, when you fix a particular your duration from to and from, that Google Map is giving you 4 or 5 options or 3 options, let's say. These are the way which you can select. That machine gives you the minimum time, traffic information, best navigation, and all. These are the part of the machine learning. When we talk about artificial intelligence, a very big threat. People do not know what is artificial intelligence. People knows about intelligence. Now, what is AI? AI is a technology through which all the requirements of a human are converted into machines so that they may observe their feelings, they may observe their ways, they may observe their work activity, whatever they are working. Previously, Dr. Ahmed have stated about a smart band which we have we normally use that on our hands. It is also a device. Now, this one parameter says that if we are using these devices or any variable which we are having, these are giving the best output for the organizer who has connected with us. On the other part, these are also very danger devices because these are removing human being from human being to machines or technology. Now, what we are doing now, we are running by the technology. We are not running by the human beings. These automation, artificial intelligence is just converting human being, the feelings of human beings into the technology. Let's say, for example, when we are watching any video on YouTube, I'm fond of food. I used to watch videos on foods, okay? Small clips on food, let's say. If I would like to watch a clip of chole kulche, let's say, and after 30 minutes, when I open again YouTube, that particular strings gives me a lot of examples, a lot of videos through as per my choice. Now, so who is watching? How do he know that I love chola kulcha? No. If you are watching any video till 30 seconds, on the basis of that, this machine derives all the information and they gives you the best result. Then we drive ourselves as per the technology. We don't drive ourselves as per the human being. So that is the biggest danger for. Here I'm also explaining the major threat which we observed in technology, that artificial intelligence is working with, the main objective of AI was to facilitate all the facility at a one portion, one particular portal, but it was danger. Now in the coming era, you all will find human artificial intelligence. There's a different quotient we are having that for, sorry, artificial intelligence and human intelligence, both are different. But AI and EI, you might have heard about emotional intelligence. Now what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is also created by a human being for reading the emotion among humans. Let's say, some companies have prepared some, you can say, TVs through EI mode. Your mobile phone is also coming, might be at the end of this year, you find out EI-based smartphones. Now what will be the work of EI-based smartphone? That EI-based smartphone will work as per your emotion. You are watching a movie. Suddenly, some sad story came out and you feel saddy. Immediately, that screen will change and that screen will give you some entertainment part so that you may laugh. Your mood will change. So mood swing activities will be converted through HAI, Human Artificial Intelligence. And then you can work on. When we talk about the last, robotic process automation. Now in robotic process automation, we will work with human triggers. Now what human triggers are? Let's say this is a particular one horizon of your college. There are several departments we are having. In several departments, one administration, examination, admission, classroom arrangement, then we have separate finance, one transportation. So normally we have separate softwares or a process automation in separate part. Let's say, for admission we have separate automation. For examination we have separate automation. For attendance we have separate automation. For administration we have separate automation. But to connect them, if we want to connect from admission to examination, we require one human being to transfer these files from admission to examination. This robotic process automation is going to club all these activities under one roof, and all the information, whatever we want, that information will be available by a single click. It means student will never suffer, teachers will never suffer, and other office staff will never suffer. Now, why they're suffering? If you know, when the pandemic was there, every education institution and everywhere, online meeting was started. Online classes were started. Dr. Ahmed has also focused on the Zoom platform, that earlier nobody was known to Zoom, but when COVID started, everybody shifted to Zoom, and Zoom, with the credit of us, Zoom became a very good, the first company after Microsoft Teams. But why it happened? In the particular pandemic, two problems arises. The first problem is students are less interested in their studies because they don't know how to use online teaching material, how to use online pedagogy, how to use online lectures. They are not aware about because we haven't given any training to them. On the second part, the teachers are overburdened. If I am going to take a lecture physically, I can take 5-minute speech and then I give some assignment to them so that they may be interacted, they may engaged, right? But when I am online, I need to speak 1 hour continuously so that my student will never divide it. This is a major problem. So the stress level among teachers was high and stress level among students was low because they need to just enter in the room and they need to switch off their mic and switch off their videos. And whatever they want to, they do. They are free because there is no observation on them. But this technology is giving them, this RPA is giving them a prolific way. Now the online education system means where RPA is implemented, a student need to be seated till 1 hour by giving their verification with the retina and activity. Every 30 seconds, after every 30 seconds, one pop-up will be on the screen. He need to reply within 5 seconds. If within 5 seconds he is unable to reply, he will be marked absent automatically. So teachers are more relaxed now. You cannot fight with them that you was present and she marked you absent. You cannot fight with them that you wrote full paper and the teacher has given you 50 marks, 40 marks. You cannot compare even. So everything, whatever you're doing, that is under a particular flow. You can assess that. And it's a proper transparency. Why we are talking about this robotic process automation, the major focus and major objective of robotic process automation is to give transparency everywhere. We have a question as a student, whatever we are learning, is it useful for our life? Might be some teachers are sitting here. They also identified the problem. The students are coming, please tell us where we do, what do we do, what should we do after BCom, after BB, after BCA. What is the future objective? What is our goal to achieve particular job? A big question. So you need to be technical sound if you want to get a good job in future. And my dear friends, anywhere stream you have, humanities, language, science, commerce, engineering, whatever you have, you must be technical sound. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for you to. Yeah, this is a question basically. Are robot replacing human? Normally when we say about robotics, it says that quickly, robo will replace the humans. If robo will replace the human, then what is the sensitivity of the security? What is the sensitivity of the privacy? And what is the sensitivity of the licensing? How do we maintain? How do we maintain the security? Now what happened, I'm just giving you a very good example of this AI and artificial intelligence and robotics. You see, there are a lot of eyes are watching. I'm here. I can see you all by my 2 eyes as a screen because I believe that at the front of me, it's blank. Nothing is visible to me. But behind the screen, there are a number of people who are sitting and there are a number of eyes who are watching to me. That is the real information, that is the real situation when we are working on our smartphones. We are not aware about. And that's why the technology is going to develop so that everybody can focus on their privacy and security, for which we are crying a lot, right? Then nobody will going to hack your private data. This is a situation. Please have a look on the screen. There are two situations we are having, before RPA and after RPA. In before RPA, every decision was taken by human being. I'm not saying that when robot will be there, we are not talking about decision making, we are not talking about individual respect, we do. But we need to identify whether the decisions are okay or appropriate. If as a businessman I'm talking about, I need a budget of 1 crore rupees to maintain my staff. Whether the 1 crore rupees is sufficient for me or I require more fund. Whether my employees who are involved in my production and who are involved in my productivity, are they serious in the concern or they want some training type of? If the training should be given to them, which type of training they want? That is a major issue. We are unable to identify. Let's say, if I'm going to select 10 members from you randomly for a particular robotic process automation training, it would be very difficult for me to. But if you are bounded with a particular environment through robotics, ultimately that robot will identify that one person from the first line, third person from second line, and 3% from the last line requires a proper training on robotics. So I can save my cost. It doesn't mean that we are working on a huge capital. No. But to maintain the employees, to retain the employees, or to sustainable business, we require this type of technology which are coming up. And trust me, these are very developing activities, and for the students, even for the teachers, it is a very good source of their better income. In these two categories, the decision category is categorized into 3 parts. First is operational decision, and on the down the line. Second, we are having strategic decision, which arrange finance and funds for all the activities. And the third one is having the administrative part. So when we are talking about the down layer or operational level, you might have seen there are 2 robots which are dealing with the humans. So whatever they want, it has been decided by the 2 humans that how we are going to conduct that particular activity, how we are going to achieve our KPIs, how we are going to achieve our CSFs, critical success factors. On the second line, the strategy was decided. With the strategy, because when we are compare previous year growth, previous year expenditure, it took a lot of time. But these softwares will give you every decision in a quick manner, and you can identify, and even they suggest you through machine learning, which I have recently discussed about. When we talk about the first, on the top level, it is not necessary that always the board of directors or top level management will give better decision. No, it's not. Because human means a person who make mistake. Who can make mistake? At top level, these robots, these software robots are giving you help that last 10 years, what was the decision and how, and what was the result? And simultaneously, whether it is increase or decrease. So you have paranomial order in which you have the visual presentation, you have mathematical expectations, you have the result even, and that is tested, 100% tested. And I believe when we do everything experimental, the result would be different as compared to the normal. So we need to focus on that. Now let us talk about the benefits of RPA. See, the robotic process automation, it is not necessary that we are only applying in engineering, we are only applying in science. It can be applied everywhere, whether it would be science, humanities, commerce, management, in medical even. So you find out that in coming time, lots of robotic surgeries are coming up in the hospital sector. A lot of robotic travel and tourism system is also available. During COVID-19 time, many of the institutions, many of the hotels, many of the activities, many of offices, they introduced robots for the receptionist. There are a number of hotels which are where waiter is not there. They are waiters operators, but they are working with the robo trackers. Whatever you order, ultimately you find out within 30 minutes through robots. And you don't need to worry about. You don't require to get a person who is telling you that what item they have. You just enter with your system, with the technology, ultimately technology will help you out. So with this RPA, business expansion can be made. I'm not giving you the fake data, I'm telling you the truth. During COVID-19, 2 years period was very critical. People were shouting a lot. People, even every human being trying to help other person, whatever their and under their capacity. Some people who were engaged in the business, they grow up. And some who do not know about technology, they lose their businesses. They lose their jobs. But on the contrary, if you're talking, this pandemic has taught a lot. There are a lot of opportunities were available during the time in the field of IT sector, in the field of technology sector, in the, which help to other sectors how to sustain, how to retain their profits, and how to manage the activities which we are performing through robotics, through technology. We can also start with new product development. Any product which you want to, you can also start. You might have seen Number of homemakers are working on Facebook. They have created Facebook pages. They are selling the products. They have their WhatsApp groups. They are selling their products. And one thing which was very surprising, that during COVID, all the teachers who have never touched laptop or desktop, they have recorded their videos, they have operated their YouTube channels, and they earned a lot. Now what is that? That is the power of a technology. But you must aware that where you are going to take that particular power and what type of proportion you require to adopt that particular power, that is an important part. If you talk about demand forecasting, let's say if you after graduation you want to join in a good B school or a good university, no one will ask you that where are you coming or not. You might have received number of messages, number of mails from I am Ahmedabad, I am Kochi, I am Guwahati, I am Jammu. How would they know that that person is doing management course or science course or that requires? That is part of that. So that demand generation can also be filtered out of it, and ultimately it gives benefit to all the persons, not even a man, not even a woman, a businessman, a homemaker, everybody. Then we have innovative ideas. Now what innovative ideas you have? A statement delivered by Dr. Ahmed in previous speech, that they defined a very good statement that if you have solution, then you can enter in my office, and if you have a problem, then don't try to enter in my office. We all should be a solution maker. And trust me, everybody is having the solution. Everybody is having the solution. But we did try. We have a main aura, basically. Whatever era we have, we are sitting in a particular era or a particular space, but we don't try to do something different. But for that purpose, you need to take initiation. So initiation is more required when you are opting this part. 24/7 work environment. Your college opens at 9 and closes at 5. After 9 to 5, you are unable to submit your document to any other authority. You cannot raise your complaint. You cannot take your classes. But if it is converted into robotic 24/7, now what happened? You can get access anytime, anywhere. No issues. No need to submit any form. No need to stand in a queue. No need to wait for the teacher. No need to go anywhere. Everything is managed through robotics. You need your smartphone accessed by the university or the college software, and ultimately everything would be managed. For that purpose, no human requires, but we require human to maintain and to operate that. It means we shifted the responsibility from base level to another level. That's the part which is important. Then it comes to cost saving. If as a businessman, I would like to introduce robotics, then my work would be 24/7. This office is available 24/7. My customers would be more satisfied. They didn't raise any complaint to me. Like you might have called sometime to any credit card customer care center. Okay? If you want Hindi, press 1. If you want English, press 2. And other language, press 3. We press 3. Accordingly, we are using. So we are not driven by us. We are driven by the technology. That technology which is created by human being to give more easiest facilitation to us so that we may utilize our work. That is the main thing behind it. And the ultimate aim is satisfaction. I would like to quote an example. Let's say, I came from Jaipur to Mysore to giving my speech on robotics. It was a very thrilling journey for me. Around 8 to 9 hours I spent. Then 3 hours I spent from Bengaluru to Mysore in cab. And we got tired. If there would be a facility that you just press a button, you don't need to stand in boarding line, in security check, and all these things, then don't you feel that time can be minimized? You need to reach before 2 hours of your departure to airport. You may stuck in particular traffic jam. You are not aware about that whether there is a traffic availability or not, cab availability or not. So all these things are managing by us. We are feeling that particular activity. Another example, if I would like to quote, the behavior of a customer. When technology was not with us, we all used to go to the market and we learn a lot. There's an example of that Surf Excel. If you have watched in a TV, a kid was with his grandma in a particular market, and 10 rupees note fell down. And he was searching about 10 rupees and she was searching about where is the kid. Now that's a very good message which you connect. That student, that the guy knows the relevance of the rupees 10. What is the usefulness, what is the identity of that rupees 10? But now, with these devices, I call Daitya, with these Daitya, we are forgetting all these custom respects, importance of these online etiquette, offline interaction. And the more thing is bargaining. When you go offline, somebody offers you at 500, you try to bargain. No, bhaiya, I'll give you 300. He said, no, ma'am, no, not in 300. Okay, for you 400. Then you thought, oh, he came down. No, 320 final. Then he again presses you, 350. And the final arrangement done at 340, done. You feel happy. I saved my money. Will you do this thing online? No. Directly or indirectly, we are spending a lot. But what are the benefit of online? We save a lot of time. We save a lot of energy. We save a lot of cost. And ultimately, it returned to us with a particular brand. So, online stores, if you are dealing with online Amazon, Flipkart or anything, they'll give you a pace to identify your best product out of a galaxy of the product. You can change, you can check a variety of colors, models, prices you can compare. So who is going to compare? These robo softwares are there, they are working for you and they'll give you the best prices. Sometimes it happens that when we are going to book a ticket on through Air India flight or Air India website or Indigo website, the price is different. But when we turn to Go Ibibo and Make My Trip, the price is cheaper as compared to them. Now why? And why? What they are doing for? And why the price is less? Because they are giving you the services. They are just attracting you. They are reading the behavior. You don't want to waste the time. You want money. And as a human being, we all are fond of, or I can say, we all are greedy. We want to save money. Directly or indirectly we do. It's our main tendency to activate for. And ultimately, with the help of RPA, we can get more benefit. And at the end, we are satisfied. Gone are the days, guys, when we want pizza, we dream pizza. We need to rush to the Pizza Hut or Domino's for eating pizza, but now it's available. Just do order at your home, whether it would be rain, whether it would be cold or hot. You don't need to worry. Within 30 minutes, pizza at your door, and you enjoy. That is the power of that technology. You can track that person, how much distance he's taking. If he wrongly diverted, you may call immediately. Bhaiya, don't go this side. Please come this side. I'm waiting outside. You can identify the time, navigation. Everything is connected now. And these are the power of robotics. Moving further. So there are three important parameters we have with this robotic process automation. These are transparency. Now when we are working with automation, there's a big problem with transparency. We are not aware about that what will be with our data. Not aware about. If a person knows technology, the person can hack your phones without telling to you. And we are doing the same thing. You might have read number of newses in the newspapers or television that a person who is just 10th and 12th pass, they are hackers. They are stealing our money. We are more educated than them. But they know the technology, how to steal money. They are doing the phishing activities, and we are losing crores of rupees, lakhs of rupees. Online shopping they are doing with our card, and we are not aware. Why we are not aware? We are not technically sound. We are not financially and technically literate. This is the biggest problem. Why a person has swapped the cards at ATM and steal our money from an account, and when we found out a message from the bank that 50,000 has been withdrawn, you are there at your home, then who has withdrawn? Then the panic situation came. So for that purpose, we need to stack with the technological aspect. We must be technologically upgraded. We need to reskill our knowledge and upgrade our knowledge for present situation and the coming situation too. So these three important parameters we're having, transparency, then satisfaction, and then we have waiting time. Yeah. With the help of RPA is major focus on waiting time, the time which is consumed by the consumer in anywhere. Let's say you are coming to the class. I'm going to tell you the model which I am going to prepare for. It is the model of higher education schools and colleges, that when you enter the college campus, your entry would be marked, your presence would be marked. When teacher is going to class, teacher will not carry any laptop or any register or any whiteboard or a marker or what. They enter, they have their cards which was tagged through the class projector. Ultimately, attendance will be recorded over there. When you join in the class, your attendance will automatically uploaded. You will be marked present automatically. There is no interfere of a teacher. You cannot give a chocolate to a friend and please mark me or punch my attendance over there. It will not be possible in future. Then what happened? Then there would be dual teacher classroom. Dual teacher classroom. Trust me, from 24 or 25, you will find every institution. Now, what is dual teacher classroom? That dual teacher classroom is focusing for explanation of the content in the room, delivery of the subject matter to the student, instead of wasting the time. So one would be robot and one would be a physical teacher. So when two teachers will be with you, might be the physical presentation, explanation, and the presentation of topic would be more easy, because we believe that if one student is sitting in class, I can use graph. One student will not interested in graph. They might be more inclined towards the speaking. Some might be more inclined towards the presentation, or some might be more inclined towards the engagement. So all these type of mixture they are going to prepare. And that's why government is also focusing on digital universities. We have a lot of MOOC courses are available. Lot of these activities are coming day by day. Coming up, how does RPA increase the productivity? When we are talking about the productivity, it's not of a chain. Basically, it's a regular process. We are bounded to complete a particular task because the KPIs have been set by the top management, and we need to bound with them. So the KPIs have been for the long term, and the CSF, critical success factors, these factors have been set to achieve these objectives. How much objective you have achieved, ultimately it is based on your targets, that what target is given to you. So similarly, it is a resource pool. With the help of resource pool, you can identify. You can, with RPA, productivity can also increase by giving training to the employees, by giving proper awareness about that particular technology to the employees, and they can get benefits, profits, and services we are having. Eliminate the time spent. We are working with minimum time period, so ultimately there is a benefit for the employees as well. Reconciliation support. Now, what is reconciliation support? We all might have heard reconciliation support. When we are in trouble, there's a toll-free number where you can call. When you're calling on toll-free number, a person will not connect you directly. A person will connect you after 3 or 4 phases. Press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4, in different align. So they are screening from one phase to another phase, and when the genuine problem is there, if you don't find any problem through robot softwares, then your problem will be transferred to the physical verification and physical consultant. These are the reconciliation for that. Through chatbots, chatbots are very popular everywhere in banking sector. Thank you. So I got, I'm sorry, I got a slip to cover up in a quick time. So within 10 minutes, I'll wind up. Okay, thank you. So these chatbots are also there. So in banking sector, every business organization, they are having chatbots. They don't want to intervene their employees because we are working in India and there are a lot of fake calls are coming. They didn't have any problem in spite of they are calling and they are wasting the time. That's why the chatbots are available. And chatbots are also making it tricky. A person who is having really facing the problem, they are connecting after listening all the ways. Let's say you are having a Geo fiber and you are facing any problem in Geo fiber. When you go to complaint, when you're dialing that particular number, there would be a particular pop-up that please, how may I help you? And they can reconcile all the problems with the help of your exist problem which they have find on the basis of existing feedback and feed-forward system. Costly errors can also be prevented. Yeah. Now we are having that what are the important areas where we are applying robotic process automation. So the robotic process automation is not only applicable in a particular area, accounting and finance, marketing, business, supply chain, delivery is one of the good example. Two guys have started their company in supply chain and they are running very fast. And then we have in accounting and finance, if you're talking, your bank reconciliation, your sales ordering and invoicing, your fixed assets management, financial reporting, inventory management, receivables and payable management, financial system closing, tax planning. All these activities are performed through robots. Now there is a less intervention of accountant in managing these aspects. What it will be benefited? It would be benefited to government as well and as well as the business because it is directly connection. Whatever your profit, ultimately the tax would be deducted automatically. Whatever your result, that result will transfer automatically to the investors. You are not need to organize any annual general meeting. And if they have any problem, it may be reconciled within 2 or 3 days because they give a pace for time to identify all. We can say RPA in human resources. So shortlisting of candidate, their onboarding, their job alignment, payroll processing, employee management, employee organizational management, their in transit, their bills, performance management, compensation, extra time, verification of new hirees, and their attendance tracking. All these activities are performed through robotics now in many companies. When we talk about advertising and marketing, so in advertising and marketing, we can utilize in marketing research, forecasting, any campaign management, brand monitoring and lead generation. All these are the example of where RPA is using. When you are playing Candy Crush, a very silly example I'm giving. So when you are playing Candy Crush and after a particular level, if you want to increase your level life or you want some boost up your power, let's say, they'll show you a particular ad, 30 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. So if you have patience, you are going to watch 30 seconds ad because you have diverted that if you watch this ad, one life can be added, one power can be added. This is the advanced part for it and we are going to attract. That is called as campaign management. Now, what are the important challenges of a robotic process automation? Basically, the major issue of implementing robotic process automation is employee onboarding. Now what happened? What is employee onboarding? Let's say a college wants to adopt robotic process automation everywhere. Some people are in favor, some people are not in favor because they believe that if robotic will come, they may be identified everywhere. They are not able to sit, they are not able to discuss, they are not able to identify or to perform their work. They may lose their jobs. These are the fears, so they are not on board. Their performance management, write process is not identified. If you are going to identify or if you are going to apply the robotic process, you must identify the right process should be. It doesn't mean that hotel management you are taking in education or education sector you are going to implement in hotel. It would be very risky. Then we have local cooperation, environmental effect, a maintenance team is also required. Yeah, the main important thing. If you are covering up wrong RPA, that wrong RPA will lead your business in very trouble. You may be in trouble if you adopt the wrong RPA. Wrong RPA means RPA is a program which may be converted or designed by the employees of a particular sector. Let's say, if I'm developing a program for education sector, I cannot apply the same program to manufacturing sector because the perspectives are changed. These are different. Whatever expectation I'm having with my education institution are different if I'm talking to manufacturing unit. So in this case, that is a very dangerous part, so you should not be related with that. Then we have some infrastructural issues. And then after we have post implementation process, and then we have that is related to your decision making part. Now this is a very quickly I'm telling because I'm also having some short of time. These sectors are using RPA. These are the present sector. In retail sector, Amazon, Flipkart, Zomato, Swiggy are banking units. They are using, Policy Bazaar is using robotic process automation. Manufacturing sector, if you're talking about production and operations management, they are using, and in education sector, some colleges, universities and schools are using the robotic process automation to increase their productivity. And this, yeah, just a minute. Okay. This is a patent which was created by me for the shopper's stop from this December. These are two different images which are showing here. That in this, the right side, human line is there. It means when you select anything, you need to stand for some time in queues for the payment. We all are waiting around 10 minutes, 5 minutes, we need to wait. And that time is a very stressful time for us. So the whole time for the payment and waiting is reduced through application of RPA. Now what happened? You just enter in any shopping store, supermarket. You just scan your mobile phone with the QR code. The QR code of that particular trolley will be adjusted to your mobile phone. You enter in any supermarket, you buy the product, whatever you like or not like. Ultimately, your trolley is giving you a gross item, how much gross item you are having. The same scheme was implemented by Amazon Go. After this lecture, I would request you, please, you go to on YouTube and type Amazon Go. You find out the same thing they have applied, which we have developed. So this is the way. And the last thing which I would like to tell you, this. It's more important. How do we overcome RPA challenges? See, it's a very important concept we are having. Concept of 3A. The first A is awareness. If you are adopting anything, any technological aspect, you must be aware about that, their pros and cons or a depth knowledge. Second is called as applicability. Whether it would be suited for you or not, please identify. Do it a SWOT analysis. Without SWOT analysis, don't try to opt that. And then you go for adoption. Ultimately, it will give you more productivity and more reliability. And this is my profile. If you want to connect me after that, you can find me on Google. So thank you so much, organizers, for giving me the opportunity to interact with you. And special thanks to all the listeners who are sitting patiently. If anybody have any doubt, they may raise any queries. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was very interesting to hear about your experience in robotic automation and process, and also about the digital transformation. So right now we'll have 5 minutes of time for question and answer. So we'll be accepting only few questions. If you have any questions, so we'll have a discussion about it. Okay, that means the speaker's speech was excellent, I feel. So please accept our sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation you made, sir. So thank you again for the contribution towards the research and development. So I would like to summarize the whole session where you started the session with the attitude of accepting the changes, upskilling, reskilling, as well as where the few buzzwords which we hear in our day-to-day life about artificial intelligence, robotic learning, as well as data mining, data analytics. In a lucid way, you explained all those concepts. As well as at the last, I would like to say, so with your presentation, I learned these 3 words. I can summarize that we need to learn sometimes what we have learned, we should unlearn as well as we should relearn. So thank you so much for sharing your time and experience with us, sir.
Thank you, sir, for an engaging session. We are very thankful that you are part of this international conference. Please do accept our token of gratitude, sir. Thank you. We have been fueling our mind so far. Now it is time to fuel our stomach also. We'll now break for lunch, but before we break for lunch, there are few announcements. It is being directed by the organizing committee that everyone should register for the afternoon session as well. The help desk will guide you to register for the second half of the day. Delegates, students, scholars, faculties, all are requested to register as we head towards the afternoon session. Just outside of this indoor stadium, we have Shuddh Ahar outlet. It is a venture by Mr. Naveen Kumar, who is also our panelist tomorrow. The products are organic and you could take a look at their array of products which are for sale as well. We'll now break for lunch. The lunch is organized on left-hand side of the corridor for delegates, faculties, and on the right-hand side for students. We wish you all a bon appetit. We will assemble back at 2:30 sharp for much talk next session on artificial intelligence. I request everyone to be back sharp by 2:30. And please do remember to register for second half of the day.